Okay, so now we're going to do our second ratio problem. This is going to be a problem that will also be able to be set up as a proportion. And let's read it together first. Problem number 2. While looking at a map, you see that 1/2 of an inch on the map represents 1 mile in reality. To grow from where you are to where you need to be is 2.75 inches on the map. And the question is, how far do you have to go? How far do you still have to go? Okay. So we're not going to ask, what kind of situation this is. If you're like Rambo in the middle of the forest looking for the next location where you have to be extracted or whatever. Or if you're just a Boy Scout looking for the location of some hidden Easter egg or something. But the point is that you have to find out how to translate the distance on a map to the distance in real life. And of course, you could be an engineer or architect translating a blueprint to the real life construction. Okay, so let me first explain what the ratio here is. 1/2 of an inch is 1 mile in reality. That's our ratio. And so here I'm going to set it up as a proportion. 1/2 of an 1/2 inch is going to be 1 mile. This is our known ratio, and then our unknown is how many miles we have left to go. I put miles on the bottom on the left, so just like before, I'm going to put miles on the bottom below. But since I don't know what miles are, I'm going to let x be the unknown number of miles I have to traverse. But I do know that on the map it's 2.75 inches. So I put inches on top again, and I put miles on the bottom again. And let me also state again here what the x is. Here, let x be the unknown number of miles. Now, I want to recall again our general technique for solving proportion problems. And I know that some of you might get tired of me saying it over and over again, but I want you guys to internalize it completely because this is going to help you to just use it automatically. So if A over B is equal to C over D, then AD is going to be BC. Okay? Okay. For proportion problems, this is our standard solution technique. So here, 1/2 times x, in other words, 1/2 x is going to equal 2.75 times 1. 2.75 times 1. Anything times 1 is itself. So this is our equation. So now, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to divide by the fraction 1/2. Because that way I can get the x by itself on the left hand side. In so doing, I'm going to divide the right hand side by 1/2. Now I want you guys to always remember also here, whenever we divide by a fraction, we multiply by the reciprocal, right? Whenever, this is something you should keep in mind. Whenever we divide by a fraction, we multiply by the reciprocal. Okay. Right? Okay. There's a huge fact. So here, 1/2 x divided by 1/2, the 1/2s cancel. We're left on the left hand side with x. On the right hand side, I have 2.75 divided by 1/2. What's the reciprocal of 1/2? 2 over 1, which is just 2. So it's going to become 2.75 times 2. Okay? Now I'm going to do that over here. If I do 2.75 times 2, okay? 2 times 5 is 10, so I put the 0 here. I carry the 1. 2 times 7 is 14. I add 1, that's 15. I bring down the 5, I carry the 1. 2 times 2 is 4, and I add 1, I get 5. I look at all the numbers that are being multiplied, and I count how many decimal places there are. The 7 and the 5 in the 2.75 are the only ones, so there's 2 things in the decimal. So in my product, there will be 2 decimals. So it'll be 5.50. So 5.5. That's our x. Now we recall that our x was the number of miles that were left to travel in real life. So we can now finally state the answer to this problem. The 2.75 inches on the map from where we are to where we want to be, when we take this ratio into account, the scale factor on the map, we can see that those 2.75 inches correspond to 5.5 miles on the map, which means you're out of luck and you're going to be walking for a long, long time. Until next time.